Hey riding superstars, today's question is, how many times should I have lessons compared to ride by my own each week? Okay, so how many times should you have lessons and how many times should you practice? It's such a cool question. And when I was learning how to ride, I was scared to make a mistake, scared to do the wrong thing, literally didn't know what I should be doing, going around in literal circles doing nothing. So I only rode when I had lessons. When someone would stand in the middle of the arena and say, use your outside rein, ride more forward, do a serpentine, ride a leg yield, do a canter transition. I felt really comfortable doing that. I didn't feel comfortable. Good boy. I didn't feel comfortable figuring out things on my own. Good boy. And walk. But what that means is you never have the space, you never have the freedom, and you never have the flexibility to figure things out on your own. So I actually was a good little rider if I had someone in my brain, someone in my ear saying do this, do this, do this, do this. But I had no idea why I was doing this, this and this, and I had no idea what doing this and this would create, like what outcome I was looking to achieve, and if it achieved outcome, I just hoped for the best. So it's super, super important as a rider, get as many lessons as you can to give you the visual feedback. So firstly, visual feedback. So I love having eyes on the ground. My husband sometimes is my eyes on the ground because there's one part to that, just eyes on the ground. Hey, in your half pass, your quarters are leading. Hey, his pole's not the highest point. Hey, it doesn't look very energetic. That's all fine. If he tells me any of those things, I have the skills to fix it. You also may need lessons because if you're doing a half pass and you don't know how to do a half pass, and even if someone says to you, your half pass is quarters leading, you still have no idea how to fix it, no idea what aids you should be doing, and no idea how to actually make it better. Loving this learning? Make sure you click the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. So think about why you need a lesson. Do you need a lesson to learn something? Do you need a lesson to learn a strategy? How do I do a shoulder in? How do I do a walk canter? How do I do a half pass? Whatever it is. Or do you need a lesson to be your eyes on the ground? To say, hey, you're dropping your shoulder again. Hey, the horse is not in front of the leg enough again. Hey, your horse is too forward, bring it back. Then you might need a lesson and eyes on the ground as well. And the third reason you might need a lesson is to be pushed out of your comfort zone. So you may know how to do everything. The eyes on the ground say, yeah, looks good. And maybe you're scoring 65%. So it's all good. But you might get a lesson to just be like, hey, how do I get 85? Hey, how do I get 90? And that's the lessons I'm investing. I don't think there's anything I'm necessarily learning. Probably learnt everything I need to learn. But the eyes on the ground and the, hey, let's take it from a 65% Grand Prix to an 85% Grand Prix, or a 65% prelim to an 85% prelim. The highest score I have ever received in any level was novice, with 73%. So I'm very well aware of my problems as a rider and my limits as a rider, because I only know how to get sevens. I really do. That's all I know how to get. So I need to go and find the next level and say, how do I score an 8 for this movement? How do I score a 9 for this movement? Because it's not accuracy. I can do a half pass accurately and I can do it okay. That's why I get a 7. But how do you turn it into an 8? How do you turn it into a 9? How do you turn it into a 10? So that's my level of why I need lessons. So think about why you need the lessons, and then ideally you want them as much as possible. But firstly, that's not a reality for pretty much all of us, because we just can't have a coach sit in our corner every time we ride. And the other thing is, even if we did have a coach sit in the corner every time we ride, I really do think as a development as a rider, you do need to have your own space. You do need to figure things out on your own. And therefore you can come back to your coach with questions going, hey, I was riding by myself and I tried to do that thing that you said I should do when I feel he does this, and I did it and it didn't get the same outcome. Which bit of the strategy do you think I'm missing? And a play like that, so you learn more and get more what you want. So trust that helps. Happy riding. I'll see you next week. Today's episode gave you huge value. I would love to invite you to a free class I've created for you to help you look and feel like a Grand Prix dressage rider in as little as 3 rides per week. Don't worry if you don't have a good enough horse. In secret number 1, I'll tell you why that doesn't even matter. I'll tell you how to do it in only 3 rides, and I'll also tell you the secret you need to know to make sure you're doing in your riding to accelerate your results and get you to the next level. I can't wait to have you on the class. It's completely free, my gift to you. Click on the link to sign up.